I'm just sitting on your front porch, wondering how could I be so far from my home. And my mind is somewhere else, but when I find it, I'll patch up where it's been blown.
Alright, what's up guys? So I wanted to do a recap of my BFL on Smith Mountain Lake. It was a really fun tournament for me. Got to fish in a way that I had never really fished before, and was able to figure out a little bit of a pattern which helped me get a check during the tournament. And I'll get into that in a minute. Just want to go over how the practice went and how it transpired. So first day of practice, I got out there and was eyeing the river before I got up there. I'd read some stuff about guys doing well up in the Roanoke, and wanted to give that a go because I didn't fish any of that side of the lake the previous year. I fished a BFL there last year and did okay there, but my whole goal for that one was to find stained water. This one, I kind of knew those areas a little bit and was trying to find some new stuff this year. So I ran up into the Roanoke, literally about as far as you could go, and pulled up on a spot. And within my first couple of casts, I hooked into like a 4+ pounder. Fought it to the boat and thought a boat was coming, so I didn't really fight it as good as I could have, but I lost it right at the boat. Saw it and everything. It was a really nice fish, and sort of felt good about that whole deal. But as it turns out, didn't get another bite the rest of the day. So second day, I decided to go back and fish that stuff I had fished the previous year with all the stained water and crank. And I lost a fish first thing in the morning, and was totally ready to go all in on that stuff. Was ready to re-rig all my rods and put a bunch of different crankbaits on, and had to slow myself down and just gather myself and be like, all right, you just lost a fish. That's all you did. So as it turns out, I fished another couple hours around there and didn't get another bite. So went into scramble mode. The day before, I had found water temperatures that were much warmer than that lower end where I was fishing on Friday. So I was thinking, all right, well, at least I'll know I'll be in warmer water temperatures if I go back to that river stuff. And I ran to an area that I had marked. I didn't fish it that day. I just kind of put a waypoint down as I was driving by it, and pretty quickly got bit on a jerkbait. And then, a few casts later, I caught another one. So I was basically just fishing a bluff wall, going into I don't even know if it was a creek. It was just sort of a pocket off the river, and left that spot and then ran to something else that looked like it and caught two more. But that was, weather conditions were different than what the tournament was going to be like. So we had high skies, bluebird skies, a good amount of wind, and this front was coming in during the tournament. So I was kind of a little worried, that the fish that I was catching, which were suspended, wouldn't be there in the morning. So I wasn't exactly confident going into the tournament. But I started out in that area that I caught those two first thing, and fished for maybe about a half hour down that bluff wall. And as I was approaching that pocket or that creek, got my first bite of the day, and it was a good one. It was like 3+ pounds. And then kept fishing down that bank, and caught two more as we got into that creek. And I talked to my co-angler. I had a really good co-angler, and we kind of bounced ideas off of each other, and we kind of decided to go back down that bank and make another pass. So I had 3 fish in the box, and then we made our second pass, and my co-angler hooked into like a 5.5 pound smallmouth, which was pretty incredible for that lake, pretty much for anywhere, but especially that region. I mean, I'd never seen a smallmouth that big caught in person, so that was really cool. He ended up catching, I think, maybe 1 or 2 more on that pass, and we ended up just fishing that stretch of bank the entire day, and everything we caught was on jerk baits. I was throwing Mega Bass Vision 110 Junior. I caught one keeper on that, and then everything else was on a Vision 110 Plus. I think my co-angler was throwing like a Strike King jerkbait, but I ended up weighing 13.5 pounds, and he had like 3 for like 12. He ended up finishing third. I was the last person to get a check, so it was a really fun tournament. The weather that came in on that Saturday was, it was like a high of 39, 40 degrees. It was just cloudy, and at the end of the tournament, it was like the last 2 hours, it was snowing the whole time. So that was really cool to go out in those tough conditions and have a good day. So I'll show you the jerk baits I caught them on. So in practice, the 4 that I caught and the 1 that I lost was on it was like a sexy shad pattern in the Vision 110 Plus. I don't know if you guys can see that too well, but it's kind of like, it almost has like a chrome finish. And I think with that sun, it kind of helped give it some more pop. But I didn't get bid on that one at all during the tournament. And I had like a bone colored one. I think this color is called Pearl. And 4 of my keepers came off of that one. And then I had a Vision 110 Junior sort of in that same like bone pattern. I don't know what the color this is. It has like a chartreuse belly. But I caught 1 smallmouth keeper off of that. So over the entire day, I think I caught 6 keepers, culled once, had 1 really nice cull, like probably like a 4.5 pounder that got rid of a line burner 14-incher. But all in all, just a really fun tournament. Such a beautiful lake Smith Mountain is. So if you're anywhere close to that lake, I mean, it's got tremendous size bass, and it's just a beautiful lake. So highly recommend that. If you're thinking about taking a vacation anywhere for fishing, I would suggest that place. But yeah, that was for the Piedmont division, and I'm fishing all 5 of those. So doing well on that one moved me up to, gosh, I think 19th in the points. So not bad at all. After 2 tournaments, we're in pretty good shape. Our next one is on High Rock, and if you know anything about me and that lake, it is an arch nemesis, no doubt. So hopefully we can crack that puzzle and do well for the rest of these tournaments. So stay with me. I appreciate you guys, and I will see you next time.